How I transformed my HP 80 into a Sublimation printer. It all started at 7 p.m. this night. I was feeling ambitious and decided to tackle a project. I'd been putting off converting my HP 8022 Pro into a Sublimation printer. What makes this story even more interesting is that I used Sublimation ink that I'd had in storage since last year. I was a bit skeptical about whether it would still work, but I was determined to give it a try. The clock was ticking, and I wanted to see if I could get it done quickly. The first step was to get the printer ready. I took out the old cartridges and carefully replaced them with the Sublimation ink. The process was surprisingly straightforward. With the printer prepped, I then opened the HP Smart app on my phone. Next, I worked on the design for a mug wrap. I'd already created the graphic, so all I had to do was make sure it was the perfect size. I measured my mug and then meticulously cut the design to ensure a neat and exact fit. Accuracy is key with sublimation, as even a slight misalignment can ruin the final product. With the design ready, I went back to the HP Smart app. I opened my design file and navigated to the layout section. This is a crucial step for sublimation printing because you need to mirror the image. If you don't, the design will appear backward on the finished product. I made sure the mirror option was selected and then hit print. I held my breath as the printer whirred to life. The ink I'd had in storage was flowing, and the paper came out with the design printed perfectly. To my surprise, the colors looked incredibly vibrant. I had honestly expected them to be dull or faded after being in storage for so long, but they were bright and bold. I was so proud of what I had accomplished. From start to finish, the entire process took only 39 minutes. Wrapping up at 7:39 p.m., I successfully converted my printer, used old ink, and printed a beautiful design. The vibrant colors were the cherry on top, proving that sometimes a little bit of ambition and some stored supplies are all you need to create something amazing. Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here with me today. If you've ever thought about diving into the world of sublimation printing, or if you've got an old printer lying around, this video is just for you. Today I'm going to share my journey of transforming my HP 8022 Pro into a sublimation printer. It's a story filled with a bit of ambition, a sprinkle of skepticism, and a whole lot of creativity. So picture this, it was 7 p.m. on a regular evening, and I found myself staring at my HP 8022E. It had been sitting there, collecting dust while I dreamed of all the amazing designs I could create. I had been putting off this project for far too long, but that night, something clicked. I decided it was time to take action and see if I could breathe new life into this printer. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Can I really turn a regular inkjet printer into a sublimation printer? The answer is yes. With the right materials and a little bit of patience, you can unlock a whole new world of possibilities. I had some sublimation ink that I'd stored away since last year, and I was a bit unsure if it would still be good. But I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I rolled up my sleeves and got to work. First things first, I gathered all the supplies I would need. I had my sublimation ink, some blank mugs, and of course my trusty heat press. If you're planning to follow along, make sure you have everything ready before you start. It makes the process so much smoother. Next, I dove into the conversion process. I carefully replaced the regular ink cartridges with the sublimation ink cartridges. It was a bit nerve-wracking, but I took my time to ensure everything was set up correctly. Once that was done, I fired up the printer and did a test print. My heart raced as I watched the first design come out. It was a simple pattern, but it felt like a huge victory. Now came the fun part, transferring the design onto the mug. I prepped my heat press and set the temperature and time according to the sublimation guidelines. As I placed the mug in the press, I couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and anxiety. Would it work? Would the colors come out vibrant and true? After what felt like an eternity, the timer finally beeped. I carefully opened the heat press, and there it was, my first sublimation mug. The colors were bright, and the design was crisp. I couldn't believe it. All my doubts melted away as I held that mug in my hands. It was a tangible reminder of what can happen when you take a leap of faith and try something new. As I continued to experiment with different designs, I realized that sublimation printing is not just about creating beautiful products. It's about the joy of the process. Each mug I made told a story, whether it was a gift for a friend or a personal keepsake. The possibilities are endless, and I found myself dreaming up new ideas every day. If you're considering taking the plunge into sublimation printing, I encourage you to go for it. Don't let fear hold you back. Start with what you have, and remember that every great project begins with a single step. You might surprise yourself with what you can create. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey today. I hope my experience inspires you to explore your own creative projects. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tips and tricks on crafting and DIY projects. I can't wait to share more with you. Until next time, keep creating and stay inspired. Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm excited to share my journey into the world of sublimation printing, specifically focusing on how I transformed my HP printer into a creative powerhouse while we wait for the mug press to do its magic. First off, let's talk about the essentials. I recently ordered some sublimation transfer paper, and let me tell you, I got a fantastic deal, 100 sheets, for a price that won't break the bank. I also picked up 6 blank mugs and some heat transfer tape, all from the Temu app. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Temu? Really? But trust me, this app has become my go-to for affordable crafting supplies, especially since I'm currently living on a budget. The sublimation ink I found was just 18 euros, which is a steal compared to other options out there. I've tried shopping on Amazon before, but I've found that Temu offers better prices and quality. Sure, the shipping time can be a bit longer, between 5 to 11 days, but honestly, the wait is worth it. Just yesterday, my last order arrived right on time, and I was genuinely impressed with the quality of everything. As we wait for the mug press to heat up, I want to emphasize how accessible this hobby can be. You don't need to spend a fortune to get started. With a little research and some patience, you can find great deals that fit your budget. Plus, the satisfaction of creating something beautiful with your own hands is truly rewarding. Now let's dive into the process. Once the mug press is ready, I'll show you how to set everything up and get those designs printed. It's all about creativity and having fun with it. Whether you're making gifts for friends or just treating yourself, sublimation printing opens up a world of possibilities. I can't wait to share the final results with you. Remember, it's all about enjoying the journey and not just the destination. If you're thinking about trying sublimation printing, I encourage you to go for it. You might just discover a new passion. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more creative content. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Happy crafting, and I'll see you in the next video.